Right, enough whistling. I believe we're live. Let's confirm. Looks to be. Let's load up. Yes, indeed. Okay then. Share the links out and then we'll start charting. Alright, let's waste no time. So, these highs got swept. Asian session yesterday continued higher. Oh, get back on the cable. Let's mark out our areas. Still relevant. Session range. Session range. Morning, Joe. Yeah, I believe it's National Earthquake Day in this side of the world. There was 2 big ones in Myanmar. I believe there was some in Thailand. I didn't feel anything. I don't know if there was one here or not, but it wasn't noticeable. There was a big one in Bali when I was in Bali, and it happened like early in the morning. The whole room started shaking. I thought I was fucking dreaming about a poltergeist or some shit, but me and the missus both felt it. It was like the whole room was shaking. It was weird. Weird being indoors while it's happening. But no, I've not felt anything this morning. I've got a mate up north in Thailand and he felt it. But Myanmar's to the west, sort of like between here and India. It's the bordering country. I saw on the news they had a big one, but I don't really watch the news that much. But yeah, I'm all safe and sound, mate. But yeah, there seems to be a lot more like natural disaster type shit in Asia in general. Compared to like the UK and Europe anyway, that is. I know America gets hit with quite a lot of stuff in the Caribbean areas, that part of North America. But yeah, anyway, on to the charts. So we see our Asian session. Check out what we saw on the pound. We saw the lows get swept, price came up, changed your character, retested, filled in that fair value gap and pushed higher. That was a very nice trade. The Discord should be live pretty soon, and once it is live, we'll have the Asian sweep strategy on there as well. The reason we haven't right now, we used to have it as part of the Telegram, but it was just a little bit confusing, multiple strategies getting placed in one channel. So I only use my 2 strategies in there now, as a bare minimum. But in the Discord, it'd be a lot easier to section it out and show different strategies in different sections, because especially when you're trading on like instant past funded accounts, you only really want to trade one account with one strategy. But obviously, to be a professional trader, you want to have multiple strategies trading everything at once, so you've got a diverse portfolio. But there you can see pretty clean. We had the low lower low, lower high structure up until this break of that high. Quite easily see, if we take the fib from that low to that high, you could have caught this from the 78.6 where that wick was, or even if you're not going off fibs and you're going off a fair value gap being tapped in, or maybe the full mitigation, depending on your style. Let's say you got the midpoint of it, which is sometimes what people look for. Stops below the low, TP at the high. That's a nice 2.7, which would have been made within like 20 minutes. So that's a nice clean setup on the pound this morning. Very nice. In terms of trading the continuation of London then, we can see that the low has been swept, the high has been swept, so Asian is completely mitigated now. Now we want to see, okay, what's the plan next? Where is price trending right now, and where is it going to trend for the next few hours leading up to New York Open? So immediately, to be honest, it looks like we might push higher. That's the immediate idea, but let's see what's happening on everything else as well first. It's just an initial hypothesis type. So let's get rid of them. See what happened on the euro. The euro's doing the opposite. So euro didn't sweep the range, and now he's going bearish. I've really not been liking trading when the pound and the euro are acting like this. It's usually nice confluence when they're moving in the same direction. But it's happened before and it'll happen again. Can't complain about it, that's just the way the markets work. Right, this low's been taken out. Stage that in the middle. So you can see it was the low that got swept first. Change of character higher. So if you would have been trading the Asian sweep system on the euro, you would have lost today. That got swept, changed your character higher, came back down, but then just melted through and it would have hit your stop loss. But even still, if you traded 1% on this and 1% on that, you would have made 2.7 there, lost 1% there, you would still be up 1.7. So, still a win for the day with that system. But let's look where price is headed now. So it's, again, we've got one of these days where it looks like the euro is heading lower, but the pound may be heading higher. We've got a lot of canvas space here on the pound, which I never normally like, because you want something within close proximity, like this at least, that would draw price in. Sometimes when the next liquidity level is quite far away, it might engineer some liquidity within the market to then sweep out, which is what we might be seeing with this high that's been printed there, where you'd have a move like this, so that you've generated stop orders into the market to then just take them out and go lower. Whereas when you've got liquidity much closer, you don't need to do that. Price can just go there anyway. So, should make for an interesting trading day. See what's happening on the day time frames. So the Aussie dollar overall we're in this bullish trend, pushing higher. We had a little temporary correction which broke out higher. We've marked out our substructure, which is this double top. That's the first instance of structure outside of this descending trend line. What we're basically waiting on, which hasn't happened yet. It looks like we're just hiding out at these lows here, like that. But what we want to see is this break, retest, catch a long there, and trade price higher. That's the trade that we're waiting on a day trade time frame. I wouldn't really look to trade this short. You've not really got a decent amount of canvas space below to go short. You've got this trend line, you've got this trend. I wouldn't really be trying to sell through those. It's much safer to know your trading range, and that's not within that. This is broke higher on the pound, which is good. So we were in this bullish trend higher, constrained by these lows. This low and this low we plotted like last week, or we've been watching it. Price did correct, wick that trend and bounce higher like that, and now we have a break of this structure here. So we've got a break of structure, rejection, and it looks like we're using this old trend as support now. What we need to see, if we're using the John Wick system, is we want to see that high get broken. Okay, because that's such an aggressive wick, it's a bit of a shit scenario for us, but that high needs to be broken before we look for trades. And then even still, to be honest, I would only reliably trade it up to that high. So again, this might be a trade that we don't really look for because the trading range doesn't allow it. We've got between there and there, but you never know. We might have price close above that and then retrace back down here. We catch a long up to there, and that would be a nice trade for us like that. But obviously it's all hypothetical. We're just thinking about what could happen next, but we'll keep that one on the watch list. In terms of that then, let's think about where the pound wants to move today. So we saw that we broke out of this trend line. We've came and used it as support and retested it, but now we're constrained between this high and this previous trend. So we had a very bullish start this morning, change of character, broke those highs. Maybe what we're looking at is that move up right now. We've got 3 wicks off the 78.6. That could be a move higher. So that suggests that the pound might be bullish today, which is what we said about this high being liquidity to be taken. And also we've printed a high above the Asian range. If we can find support here to push higher, then yeah, I support a bullish pound today. You don't really have any wave structure right now that you could trade. I guess levels to watch from a intraday perspective is this low and this high. Okay, if we sink below this low, it suggests that we're not pushing higher yet. But if we break this high, that's a change of character, and we would be looking to push higher. So those are our levels of interest on the pound. If we're looking at, let me change that to a substructure. Let's take a look at the euro. If you remember, this daily channel was of interest, which has been going since late 2022. We've just been bopping up and down in this daily channel. We took out the low liquidity from that and then pushed back in. We had a huge push back inside that start of this month. And naturally we said we probably want to fill in some of this imbalance on a daily time frame, which is why we looked for shorts. Now, we had the shorts on EU for quite some time. Break structure, break substructure. From the third break structure, where we said we need a correction, to be honest, it looks like that's it. 1, 2, 3. That's your ABC correction. I don't want to look for longs on this. I want to wait for that correction to break, like so. And I think we can continue looking for sells after some form of substructure breaks on this. So if we're considering this as a 1 hour correction, like so, I want to be looking for substructure on the 15 minute, which would be these lows here, or this low here at least. Okay, so we've had the breaker substructure on that. We could get a day trade from this now. Depends where this low forms, but since we have this ABC, break structure, break substructure, we're hinting at a downtrend again. Yeah, which is in line with our top down of wanting this to get filled in. So it looks like this is now going to continue lower. This corrective move wiped out some of these highs and reset the 5-wave pattern. So we would be looking for this to keep falling down, and we can trade this on the 15 minute. So we'll keep an eye on EU today. That's ready to go. Aussie dollar still waiting. New Zealand dollar. There's our lower ranges. We had a break structure. Break substructure, third break structure. Now we needed a correction. A, B, C. Had that. And now we kind of just need this to break to trade lower. Whether we have enough room beneath that to even trade lower. Let's make a note on that. Cool. That one's still red. Check out Swiss franc. Still just trading sideways. No trend present on the Swiss franc right now. That was an annoying trade. That could have been 3%. Just swept out our high, came lower by about a pip. But yeah, nothing on the Swiss franc either. So pairs we're looking at day trade is euro, pound, and Aussie dollar. It's only the euro that we're actually ready to trade right now. As soon as that low prints, gives us somewhere to trade back to, then we can continue looking for shorts on the euro, which looks like it's ready to fall off again. So we'll keep waiting for that. So intraday puts us in a sticky situation on the euro, because although we are overall bearish, we kind of want that to reverse. So like I said, a bit of a sticky one on the euro intraday. If we get a setup, we can take it, but we don't want to force it. So we're trading lower on the euro. And the pound, top down suggests we should be bullish. So we just want to wait to see what happens with this high and this low, essentially. But yeah, apart from that, that's what we're looking at for the day. So now we just need to wait to see what's going to happen on the pound and what's going to happen on the euro. We've got lower low, lower high structure. This could be our first move of the day. The only thing is the EMA is not directly tapped any resistance. It has been resistance. Price has been making lower lows and lower highs beneath it. Check out that low. There's liquidity. Yeah, we'll see what happens with this. We could catch a trade from this short here. See where that prints. Pound, I don't really want to go short. Pound, I want to go long. Well, we'll see what the candlesticks tell us. Keep a watchful eye on that, and keep a watchful eye on this. This would be our biggest, highest conviction right here. So you think the pound is bullish, but the euro is bearish? Not quite. Not quite. That's just what I'd want to see, based on how the chart looks. But there's not enough there to say that that's what's going to happen. Like, I'm not looking for longs here and then looking for shorts here right now. I'm just looking for shorts here at the moment. But I'm not looking for anything on the pound right now until we get more information about it. But I think euro short is quite a strong idea right now. Whereas the pound is still intermittent. You can't really say what's going to happen right now. But euro short looks pretty decent. We want to see what candlestick rejections we have with this before entering. But this is an idea I can get behind. 3.5 pips stop. Let's see. I'm gonna get my lot sizes ready in case we have to trade this. Morning Fabio, hope you're well. Let me know what you're looking at on the charts this morning. Right, so price looks to be retracing, filling in that imbalance candle that we have there. What we want to look out for now is any signs of rejection as price is approaching our zone. Get some wicks, get some wicky candles, some rejection. Anything in this telling us, okay, this is a turning point. That's a great analysis there. But yeah, we've got lower lows, lower highs. We've got the top down suggesting that we're bearish. We're just playing on wave structure. This was a nice strong close beneath this previous support. Come back up, use that as a resistance. EMA comes in, we've got fib levels, have the rejection, the candlesticks confirm it, and then we'll look to keep trading to the downside, look to take out some of these lows down here. So all we're waiting on now is that rejection. I'm going to look on the 1 minute time frame. So I'll take this off and put the 100 EMA on and take a look here. Dive deeper in. So we're not entering yet. We want to wait for confirmation first before we do that. So I want to see 2 1 minute candlesticks showing rejection. So at this point I've calculated my lots beforehand so that if I do need to place a limit on that 71 level, then I will. But right now we're just waiting to see how the candlesticks close. You could probably take this from the 78.6, looking at, well, depending on if it rejects the 71, we could probably take this from the 78.6, to be honest. Right, there's one rejection. See what this next candlestick prints. Yeah, we could take that from there if we want to get a bit tighter on it. These previous waves, yeah, that came up to 78.6 as well. Right, okay, let's do it. 2.7 pip stop instead. $107,772. Right, that's rejected from the 71. That's one rejection candlestick, but that's not quite rejection. It's not really engulfed anything. Maybe if it closed beneath that candle I would have, but I still want one more rejection candlestick from this. Okay, that is a topside heavy wick. I'd say that's rejection. Another time. So we've got this spinning top and this inverse hammer, I guess you'd say, but they're all wicking from that 71. Okay, right, I'm placing sell limits from the 78.6, just like that. Place my positions. See if we get tagged in. This is 2.7. Cool, place it on this account. The stops in there. Not enough margin. You're joking. It's fucking funded accounts, man. Alright, that'll do that. Bosh, next account, that one, next one. This one should be able to do it. Euro 2.7. How's your spreads on? Market execute. $7,799. Call it 800. Add that. Cool, duplicate that. Seven, eight. Cool. Right, I managed to get some in a market execute from up here. Call it live price there. Let's call that out. It's very tight, 5.7. Bosh, copy that, send that out. So a very nice risk to reward on that right now. Entry SLTP. Alright, it's 5.7. Load up our levels. TP stop. Entry. Stop. TP. Bosh. Cool. Now we wait. You can see we've got rejection from the EMA, 3 separate candlesticks. We had rejection from the 71% as we approached. We've got classic lower low, lower high structure. We had this collection of lows and highs that broke lower. Now we're looking for that to basically form the higher low and continue to the downside, the lower high, should I say. But we can see that we've got indecision as we're looking at our level. That's good, that's what we want to see. 5 minute doesn't look the best, it looks quite strong on the 5 minute, but obviously we're trading this on the 1 minute, so you're going to look deeper than that. We'll see how this plays out. It's a 5.7 where we've caught it from, so very worth it. Yeah, James, I had margin problems on this as well, leverage problems on funded accounts. When you're trading a 1 to 30 leverage, they don't really even like you risking 1% with like a 2 pip stop. So that's the issue with funded accounts compared to personal trading. But we'll see what happens with this. It's a very tight trade, very tight stop. 1.7 pip stop. But it needs to break that high in order to be taken out. So let's ride it. I got in on 71. I'm out. How come you're out? You got stopped out. You need to add your spreads. If you're in a short, you need to add the spreads on your stop loss because you're buying out of the market. So you probably, if you didn't add spreads, you would have hit your sell price or the buy price, sorry. How do I do that? How do I add spreads? Okay, so let's say you've got like a 5 tick spread. Instead of writing 0.7799, you would add 5 ticks onto that number, if that's a 5 tick spread. So go on the quotes tab on your MetaTrader, and you'll see the number that's fluctuating around on that quotes tab. It's also the difference between the sell price and the buy price that you see there as well. So you'll see that there's 2 numbers on your quotes tab. One is the buy price, one is the sell price. If you're selling the market, then to exit the market, you're buying the market back. Okay, so your stop loss will be the buy price. The number that you see here on TradingView is the sell price. So whatever your spread is, you add that number onto the sell price, and that gives you your buy price. So when you're selling into the market, you have to buy out of the market. So for your stop loss and your take profit, you don't enter these numbers, you enter these numbers plus your spread, which gives you the buy price. But anyway, we've got nice rejection from the EMA there. That's what we want to see. Hopefully this is the lower high forming, and we'll have a nice 5.7% trade here. But in terms of instant reactions, you can't really ask for any better than that. Let's just ride it, see how it goes. We'll look to take TP1 probably here. The trade yesterday, the Euro long yesterday, I should have had my TP1 at the 5-minute candle high. I don't know if I'll be able to find it again here. Where were we? Thursday. Was it fit? No, I think it was Wednesday's trade. I think it was this. So we had bullish structure, and I bought here, rode it higher, and I should have took my TP1 at this 5-minute candle high. Okay, and then we would have took 50% out, had our stops at break even, and that would have been a winning trade. But stupidly, I couldn't take my eyes off the 2-minute, and it didn't hit that 2-minute candle. So I didn't, and we lost. So in hindsight, that was a mistake there. That's where it gets a little bit subjective, because yeah, you could look on different time frames for different candle bodies, but that's like the only real subjective part about this, as well as the fibs. Joe says, what is the spread number? Can you tell me how to add the spreads, please, bro? Really don't understand. If you rewind the video, you must have missed it, bro, because I literally just explained quite in depth about where to find the spreads, what it means, how to apply it when you're in a short position, and how to apply it and stuff. So just give the video a rewind, bro, and you'll be able to catch that, because I can't be arsed saying it again when you can just rewind it. In terms of this trade, decent reaction from that EMA, decent reaction from our entry, but obviously it's not over yet. Hopefully this falls down and we're able to bank some profits. Joe Trade says, yeah, you did, but what does the spread say on the quote? It's just a number, mate. So, like, if you load up the quotes tab right now, I see pound US dollar raw, and then there's a number there that says 1. And it might fluctuate between 1, 2, 3. If you look below, so it says swap short, blah blah blah. I don't know what that means, bro, to be honest. You can change you can change the view by tapping the button in the top left. So maybe you're on the wrong view on the quotes tab. You want them to have like one number fluctuating beneath each ticker. So it'll say like Euro USD 0 and then fluctuate between 0 and a different number. Or you could just Google it. If my explanation is not clear enough, obviously I'm trading right now, so I can't really show you my MetaTrader. But it should just be a clear-cut number of here's the number, that's your spread, and then how to apply it. Okay, that's a beautiful, strong bearish candle in our direction. Alright, Joe Trades, you're using a Alpha Capital MT5. Okay, so if you go on the quotes tab in the bottom left, you should see it say pound US dollar, and then underneath where it says pound US dollar, it gives you the time and it quotes a number. That number is the difference between the buy and the sell price, which you can verify from the buy and the sell price that it gives you on the right hand side as well. So for example, if you're on a raw account, your Euro USD spread is going to be around about 0 ticks, and therefore the buy and sell price should both be quoted as the same number. I also add a trust issue spread where I just add a couple ticks on anyway onto everything that they quote me, because I don't quite trust them to provide me the right market price. So that's a little tip for you as well. Well, this is selling off nicely. When we get to this green line, that's when we'll, you know what, I'll move up to the 15-minute candle close instead of the 5-minute, just because how rough the markets have been this month. Be nice to bank this one. But yeah, that green line, we'll take a TP1 and we'll go stop loss to break even. We've had some very aggressive bearish candles. So this current green candle is expected. Don't start flapping it when price just moves against you a little bit. After you have a burst like this, you kind of need to recover some order flow. Price doesn't always move in straight lines. You'll notice that when you're in a position. Joe Trades, have you got the spreads yet? Can you see your spreads? It doesn't say spread on there, like it won't say here's your spread, but it'll quote the number that the spread is. There's on MT5, there's a button in the top left of your quotes tab, which basically flicks between like a basic view and an advanced view. You want the one that actually gives you a number for the spread. The other view will just tell you the bid and the ask price, and the spread is the difference between the two of those. But it's a lot easier, rather than having to fucking subtract one from the other, it's a lot easier to just look on the advanced view that tells you what your spread number is. You felt the earthquake today down in Phuket? I didn't, mate. I didn't feel the earthquake today. I've seen that there's buildings falling down in Bangkok. There was 2 massive earthquakes in Myanmar. So whether I'm just an absolute hard bastard or we didn't quite get it here, that is to remain unknown. But no, I didn't feel any earthquake. I did feel that we had a big earthquake when I was in Bali, and I felt that. It woke us up in the morning at like 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. The whole room was shaking. And it was crazy. You know, when you first get up, when you get woken up by it as well, it's even more intense because you don't know if you're dreaming or not, if there's some poltergeist or what. But it's like the whole room's shaking, and you don't know if you're just like tripping out because you're half asleep or what. But yeah, that was crazy. But I need to check if we had it here or not. I've not noticed anything. There was a whole load of traffic police out this morning though on the way to Muay Thai. There was like few roads, the underground roads got closed off, and the traffic police were out in force, so that makes sense. But yeah, I'd only just heard about it after training when I got back and sat at my desk. I started seeing all the news. Got a load of messages asking if I'm alive. Okay, so we're just waiting on this. What's everyone else up to today then? Well, we're just waiting on this fucker to play out. Okay, so we're approaching our TP1. See if we tap it or not. Try not to jinx it this time, like on Wednesday. But yeah, very clean trade. Called the wave structure right, called the EMA right. Got a nice deep entry there for a 5.7. So just waiting for it to come down to our level, really. We had a little back and forth at first. Very tight stop loss, 1.7 pip stop for this stop loss. And it came 0.8 pips, give or take, from the actual stop loss. We're about to hit our TP1. I'll not put an alert on it actually because it'll ping. Right, there we go. TP1 hit. Close half your position out for 4% and change your stop loss to break even there. Let's do that now. Where these are all one positions. Close half of that. Thank you. Next one. That's split in half. This one. Close. Close half of that. Gosh. This one. Yep. And this one. Close half of that. Bosh. Right, set your stop loss to break even. Let me call that in the VIP first. So that's plus 4.06. Oh shit, sorry. Call that out. TP1 hit. Plus 4.06. All wrong. There we go. Lovely. So just waiting on that to hit TP2 for the 5.7. Now I'm just going to set this SL to BE on what I've got left running, which would be that price plus my spreads. But it looks like it's going to just take out TP2 right now, so maybe not waste my effort. There we go, bang, TP2 hit, 5.7%. Lovely trade. This was with a 1.7 pip stop on the 1 minute time frame. We caught this using our intraday strategy and caught a nice 5.7% here, so that is absolutely lovely. Let's call that one in the VIP right now, 5.7%. We'll take that. That's got to be a trade of the month. Bosh. Lovely. 5.71. Joe Trade says, class trade, bro. Thanks. Thank you. We've been needing that. It's been bad this month until this. Well, not bad, because trading is not really good or bad. You just kind of trust in the process, letting it play out. It's just a deviation of wins and losses that can fuck with your head sometimes. You just get used to it though. Like, Believe me, I know it's fucking hard at the start, but I'm 8 years deep into this shit now, so I've seen. I don't want to say I've seen it all, but I've seen fucking 99% of shit in trading in the industry and whatnot. And you just have to bite the bullet and get over this facade that people make trading out to be. Learning the strategy and learning the charts and everything is the easy part. The hard part is actually being able to to cope mentally as you're doing it and everything's playing out. You have 2 negative months in a row and you think the whole world's falling apart and shit. So yeah, when people say trading's 90% psychology, like that's exactly what they mean. Just getting through the losses, and then also keeping you cool when you have wins. Because when you're relying on your trading profits for a living, and you have a good month, don't start spending all that money acting like that's going to happen every single month. You might have a dry next 3 months. You never know. So it goes both ways: fear and greed, euphoria and depression. You just got to manage all of that, and that's the hardest part about being a trader. That, you know, you talk about that, it doesn't really get the views online, doesn't really get people to buy your course or anything like that. But that is the nitty gritty hard stuff when you're trading full time that people don't realise. But just look at this trade right here, nice 5.7% trade. We've won that, and how many losses has that recovered? Yeah, you just have to trust the process, let your strategy play out. Once you have the data and you've been doing it long enough to know that what you're doing is consistently profitable, it makes it a lot easier essentially. So you just got to keep trading and put in them man hours, collect them on your belt. But yeah, we're not done just here. It's only 10 a.m. 1 hour into the trading range for the intraday system. Alright, let's see what else is happening. So the pound is still between those levels that I mentioned, so you can't really do anything with that. This is your previous high, this is your previous low, so we just want to wait to see if that breaks out of there or not. Let's switch back onto our 50 EMA. Euro still looks bearish. The next swing low or structural low is here. That's where we're predicting price is going to be drawn to. On the 15-minute, this looked like it was forming a low from this 15-minute engulfing candle, although it only engulfed the bodies, didn't engulf the wicks, so it's not too strong. And then it's reversed and broke beneath. Let's see if this 15-minute low closes beneath that to see if we're going to continue or not. 5-minute, this just wicked through our low, giving us a pin bar candlestick. So I want to really see where this low forms before looking to see if we're going to trade the next wave. Because if this is the low, I wouldn't want to trade the next lower high. Reason being is that only wicked that low. So we're not really giving strong bearish vibes. We want to see that continue lower and then maybe continue this downtrend and take out that liquidity. But we've not got that right now. What we've got is a wick of this low that cashed our profits in. So if that forms our low, it's not really a low, it's just a double bottom, in all truth. So we'll have to just sit and wait to see where that prints before we can do anything with that. Right, so you can see here, like I said, price looks like it's made a lower low and is coming up to form a lower high to push lower. But since this low is basically a double bottom, I'm not trading that. What you will usually find with a double bottom is that it's met by a double top, or some cases it's actually just a reversal sign that the bearish trend has finished and we're going to start doing this. So with this strategy, it's trend continuation. This is a double bottom, so it's not really signifying that the trend is going to continue. So that's not something that I'll be continuing to sell lower at this point. It very well may do that. It very well may form a lower high and then continue lower. And at that point, okay, now it looks like the trend's continuing. And then we've got a trade from this lower high instead. But as it stands, I'm in the same situation that I said before about I'm not treating this like a lower low. I'm treating that as a double bottom. You see it a bit more clear on the 5 minute. So yeah, I'm not looking to trade that lower. Joe trades. Anything else today, Callum? I don't know, mate. We'll see. It's kind of hard to predict the future like that. So it's not really a question I can answer, I'm afraid. We'll keep looking. Like I said earlier, I want that low to properly break before we look to continue trading that lower. So nothing to trade right now. And then in terms of the pound looks like it might go bearish as well. We had an initial spike on the pound this morning, but that was just because of positive pound retail news caused that. But aside from that little glimpse, everything else looks like it's going to retest this previous trend line there for support, and maybe either use it to push higher or fall lower. But either way, the pound is looking bearish as well, but there's just nothing that we can really trade off that. If it does break this level, then yeah, we're printing lower low, lower high structure, which I guess it has broke now, but we want to see a clean break rather than it just essentially being a triple bottom. But I wouldn't trade that just yet. We just got a nice 5.7% trade for anyone who missed that on the euro. What I basically want to see now, I didn't want to trade this because again, that's basically just a double bottom. What I want to see is a proper break of that low and then come up and we'll trade a short there down to this liquidity. But until then, it's just a waiting game. There's nothing to trade right here. Right, guys, so this position is still sorry, let me start again. If we would have took this position, we're not in a position, but obviously we looked at the idea of this being a lower low and then a lower high to print a lower low. And the reason I didn't like that is because this low is essentially a double bottom. It's not really a new low. If I remove all of this out of the way, you'll see that that's quite a clear double bottom on the 5 minute. So when I'm trading my intraday trend continuation, I want to see clear lower lows and lower highs, printing Elliott wave structure. What we have there is a double bottom, essentially. What that can be met with is a double top, like that, which is just risky in general, because if your stop's above there, you know, it could print like that and take you out to continue lower. Or you could just have a double bottom, which then acts as a reversal, breaks higher and pushes higher, with that forming a triple bottom and being a reversal sign. Or you could even just have the double bottom straight like that be the reversal to push higher. So all in all, those are all the different case scenarios, and that's the reason why I don't trade from this if it's a double bottom. I want to see that be a lower low first. I would keep trading for the day. Doesn't look like much is happening today. Again, we might get a trade on the euro here from this high to this low. If this can retrace, provide us with a nice entry to come back down, that's a day trade that we're looking at on the euro. Something like this. Nice 2.4% if we can get that. Maybe even higher from there, 3.7, we'll see. But it's way too early to tell. We want to wait for a low to form first before we look at that. But in terms of intraday, with it being Friday, I might just close out here and just call it a day at plus 5.7%, which is, you know, you really can't complain with that. It's been a really shaky month again. February was bad. I feel like March has probably been even worse up till now. Now this is, you know, recovered a lot. It's not like we went crazy down. It's just we took more losses than we would have liked. That's just the case with any strategy. They work, they don't work. It's just, you know, how is that distributed in terms of wins and losses. But yeah, we'll tally up the numbers for the month. I believe this puts us in profit for the month, plus 5.7. We'll see. But yeah, with that, I'm probably just going to sit on my hands for the rest of the day unless this one comes in. And we'll just call that a day for today's live session, essentially. It's been a very successful one. I think a 5.7% live session is probably a record for us. We managed to get in because of how steep this drop was compared to this pullback. So it gave us quite a deep level for that EMA being hit, which was quite nice. And that played off plus 5.7. So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. If you do appreciate these sessions and if you caught this trade today, please drop a like on the video so YouTube knows to push them out, get more people in the group. If you're not in the group already, price is currently starting from literally £1 a day. So you probably spend more than that on coffee. So why not invest that into some education that can make you a self-sustainable income and give you the time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom. Probably one of the best skills that you can learn in this day and age. It takes a while to master it, but that's why we're here to help. And hopefully you can see from this live session that I know what I'm doing. So yeah, without further ado, I'll see you guys on Sniper Sundays, on our Sniper Sundays episode on Sunday, where this will be included. So take care, guys. Have a good one.